hypocrisy of the pseudo-intellectuals? Thank you, sir.
Very good question. You know, the leftists have done a very good job we can learn from, but then they've betrayed the honesty of their own discourse. I studied so much from leftist writings about post-colonial studies, postmodernism, about subaltern studies. I went through all the different five. There are five waves of Indology, study of India after independence. I've gone through all their great thinkers for a very long time. Before I started doing this, I studied these guys. I studied Buddhism. I studied not only our traditions, I studied Christianity. So I studied a whole lot of different people, among them the leftists. And I must say, I have respect for a lot of leftists who came up with good ideas. I have to say that. But then at some point in time, a big guy, they got bought off. They betrayed their own ideas of being honest, wanting to challenge the discourse. They have a term called hegemonic discourse. This is their term, and I love to use it. Hegemonic discourse means a certain discourse which is considered to be valid, and that is hegemonic. By default, that is valid. Hegemonic discourse, you don't have to prove. You just say it, and it is supposed to be true. Everybody is supposed to believe in it. And doing something opposed to hegemonic discourse is very, very difficult. But as long as you are along the lines of the hegemonic discourse, whatever is normal to say, whatever is the consensus of the opinion leaders, you are safe. So they have created this term to fight the colonialism and various other things. But they have become the new hegemonic discourse. They created themselves as the hegemons who define this discourse in a very particular way. And now they teach their students merely to parrot this, not to think for themselves. I'm happy when I come across a very sharp, intelligent left-wing person, because I love to talk and learn. I know a lot about their theories, and I can talk to them about our theories, and we can have give and take. But I find that those are very few. Most of them are parrots. They memorize something and they just keep repeating it, and they are part of the hegemonic discourse. They just know how to parrot it. And with each other, they will be patting each other's back, congratulating each other because they memorize the hegemonic discourse. That is not the spirit of what left-wing liberal thinking was supposed to be. So the fact that they preach one thing and they don't practice it is not a surprise. They preach freedom of thinking, being analytical, being challenging. But what they are doing is they are ratta karke memorize. They memorize the critical analysis that they've been taught, which previous people did, but they're not practicing new critical thought of their own, and they're not subjecting themselves to self-criticism, which is what they're supposed to do. They are supposed to get together and really hammer each other. They are supposed to bring outsiders and invite outsiders and talk. It's very difficult for me to get an audience with these people. They'll shout you. They'll do all kind of abusive things. Arey bhaiya, your whole DNA of being a liberal is supposed to be to invite open debate and free speech and let there be more knowledge flowing. It's not a question of be Rajiv right hai ki hum right hain. Forget me, because I'm an old guy. I'll be dead soon, and why are you worrying about me? I'm irrelevant in your life. I'm irrelevant. After a while, I won't be around. Learn for your own sake and be open to learning from whoever. So maybe I can teach you out of 10 things I'm saying, 3 of them are good. Maybe 6 of them are good. Learn. And rather than picking some small little nitpicking, irrelevant, trivial point and going on harping, the problem I see with the Indian left is lack of IQ. It's quite dumb. They're quite dumb. And for some reason, they just attracted dumb people, because dumb people need somebody to take them by the collar and lead them, and they'll follow and they'll keep shouting those things. Not that we don't have dumb people on our side. We also have a lot of dumb people, but dumb people are a real nuisance. I think that the decline in standards of liberal thought is very serious. It has declined quite a bit. There were smart, intelligent, liberal people I've come across, and a lot of excellent books. In fact, I'm exceedingly well read in the liberal left-wing discourse. And if I showed you my bibliography of things that I've done, it's very large. So I have nothing against the merits of liberalism. I have a lot against the low caliber of people who call themselves liberal, but they don't practice it.